Now, we all know what Zack Moss can do with the ball in his hands in the run game. Let's take a look at a few things that you can do with him in the receiving game. Here, Utah's up 21-7. It's 2nd and 17 in the third quarter. And one thing they did really well on this play is getting him the ball on a swing screen. You'll see him motion prior to the snap out to the field. They have a hat on a hat out here with the receivers on the DBs. And this little motion to the field here gives Moss leverage on this linebacker right here. And he already has leverage on the safety just because of the safety's alignment. So he has leverage on the two guys that are unblocked as they swing it out to him. And once you get him the ball out in the open field, this is where he can do some damage. He's caught the ball. Now he's looking upfield to make someone miss. And he doesn't just make someone miss. He makes someone hurt. He runs right over that linebacker right there, trucks him, and then he gets right to the first down marker. Just a really good play by Utah of getting Moss the ball in the open field. And then Moss does the rest. He makes guys miss. He runs guys over. And next thing you know, you're set up for a manageable third down. So getting him the ball quickly out in space will allow him to do what he does best, and that's make guys miss and break tackles. Here's another play where Utah gets Zack Moss the ball in the flats. He's right here, and he's running a play fake across the formation. The number one receiver is running a curl route. The slot receiver is running to the post. And USC is going to drop a couple guys out underneath on the snap. Here's a linebacker into the underneath area. And here is an edge rusher into the flats area. And he's the guy that's going to be responsible for Zack Moss. But I want you to watch Moss as he executes this play fake. Comes across the formation. Now look at him finding who his matchup is. He sees that this edge defender is going to be the guy that's leveraging him on his route to the flats. Takes another quick peek before the ball is out. After the quarterback goes through his reads, the quarterback makes it to his third option. That's Moss in the flats. He gets him the ball, but the ball is behind him. And so Moss has to adjust. And now he has to adjust while trying to get a read on the pursuit and the angle that this defender has on him. You can kind of see him looking over his left shoulder to kind of gauge where that defender and that pursuit's coming from. So he catches it on his back shoulder and he pivots back to the field. So he has a great understanding of leverage, almost like a receiver. He understands where that green area is going to be. He's using this pursuit against a guy who's probably not used to being out in space a lot, and he uses it against him and curls back to the field to break the tackle. That is such a good understanding of leverage on this play by Moss. He's able to make a guy miss. He's able to use that play speed. Again, maybe he didn't time well in the 40, but he plays much faster, and this is just one great example of him doing that. Watch it from the end zone angle. They swing it out to him. He's the third option, and you see him plant that right foot. He already knows that this defender is going to be attacking this outside shoulder. So what does he do? He spins back inside. That is making a guy miss. That is understanding pursuit angles. That is understanding leverage. It's a great understanding of spatial awareness. He makes guys miss in the open field, and he's able to get a good chunk of yardage as an outlet receiver in the passing game. Here's another way that Utah got Zack Moss the ball in open space into the boundary to the top of the screen. So they're going to run a little play action with him with a pulling guard right there. You're going to see the number one receiver kind of run a dig pattern across the middle. And they're going to sneak this guy up the sideline right here. So those are the first two options on this pass play. Now those guys are not open at all. So the quarterback finds his outlet. And his outlet is right there in the flats. And that's Zack Moss. And the closest defender is this linebacker right here. And he's obviously at a disadvantage here with how much space Moss has here. And look what Moss does with the ball in his hands. He cuts it back to the middle of the field and he makes guys miss. He changes the angles of those defenders. He accelerates upfield, breaks tackles, and is not brought down easily. Next thing you know, you're at the 25-yard line. So here's the end zone angle. You see the quarterback go through his reads, find Moss in the flats here, and that's when Moss goes to work. He makes guys miss. He doesn't get brought down by easy tackles, by arm tackles right here, whether they're high or low. He changes direction. You see he does not fight that momentum. That guy turns him around a little bit. What does he do? Instead of just continuing up this way and this defender working his pursuit to the middle of the field, look at him. He's peeking upfield right now. And what does he do? He spins back into the boundary. That is play speed. That's stuff that's not measured on a field in a 40-yard dash. This is stuff that is innate to a running back. He just understands how to make guys miss. And he understands the spatial awareness of the pursuit and gets a good chunk of yardage as a third option on this play.